Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, and these are your unbiased updates. Joe Biden is set to address the United Nations General Assembly for the final time as U.S. president. We'll have a preview. And with a heavy focus on Pennsylvania, former President Donald Trump is reportedly returning to the town of his first assassination attempt. We have details.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
Thank you for joining us. President Joe Biden is in New York today for his final United Nations General Assembly appearance while in office. In his address to the Assembly, Biden is expected to once again call for an end to the Israel-Hamas war and to reiterate American support for Ukraine in its war with Russia, as well as call for an end to the ongoing civil war in Sudan. The Pentagon announced on Monday it is sending additional U.S. troops to the Middle East to supplement the roughly 40,000 already in the region as tensions continue to rise there, especially between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Associated Press is reporting the Biden administration will also be speaking to their counterparts on the sidelines of the UN about ways to prevent the fighting from escalating further. The president is set to deliver his speech around 9 a.m. this morning. He is scheduled to meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky later in the week. Zelensky is also expected to meet with Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump while he's visiting the United States. Pennsylvania has long been considered a swing state when it comes to presidential elections, and this year the candidates know the importance of winning there.
If we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing. It's very simple.
Former President Donald Trump said that to a crowd of supporters at a rally in Indiana, Pennsylvania on Monday night. It was just the latest in a handful of visits to the crucial state in recent weeks as he looks to secure a second presidential term. Also on Monday, sources close to the Trump campaign told media outlets he will return to Butler, Pennsylvania on October 5th. Butler is where a sniper fired and grazed his ear with a bullet in the first assassination attempt on his life in July. Since then, the Secret Service put in place tighter security protocols for candidates at rallies. Vice President Kamala Harris is also pushing to win the Pennsylvania vote. She will be there again tomorrow for a campaign event in Pittsburgh, also one of her many stops in the swing state since taking up the Democratic nomination. In the 2020 election, Pennsylvania went to Joe Biden, a key state in helping him win the presidency. There are 19 electoral votes at stake there. Now to the latest in the Middle East. Nearly 500 people were killed Monday in Lebanon in the deadliest strike by Israel in nearly 2 decades. Lebanese authorities say Israeli warplanes struck civilian areas in the southern part of Lebanon. Earlier in the day, Israel had told civilians to move away from the areas, which it says are commonly used by Hezbollah for military purposes. This comes after almost a year of war against Hamas in Gaza along its southern border. Israel is now shifting its focus to the north, where the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah has been firing rockets into Israel in support of Hamas, which is also backed by Iran. Already on Tuesday, Israel's military says it has struck dozens of additional targets in Lebanon. Meantime, Hezbollah said it fired rockets into northern Israel overnight. The fighting has heightened fears of a widening war in the region. In the Midwest, the execution of a man found guilty of a 1998 murder is set to proceed this evening in Missouri after the Missouri Supreme Court and the governor rejected requests to cancel the scheduled lethal injection. A jury convicted Marcellus Williams of the stabbing death of Leisha Gale, a social worker and former newspaper reporter, inside her suburban St. Louis home. While Williams has asserted his innocence, his lawyers argue the state Supreme Court should halt the proceedings due to alleged procedural errors in jury selection and alleged mishandling of the murder weapon by the prosecution. The court rejecting those arguments. Missouri Governor Mike Parson also rejecting a clemency request to switch the sentence to life in prison. Williams' lawyers still have an appeal before the U.S. Supreme Court. As of now, though, the execution, the third in the state this year, is set for 6 p.m. Central Time. Hurricane John made landfall in Mexico late Monday as a Category 3 storm. John bringing 120-mile-an-hour winds to Mexico's southern Pacific coast. That's according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center. Local officials telling residents to protect themselves as the storm could bring extraordinary rainfall to the area in excess of 10 inches. The Hurricane Center warning John could have the potential for life-threatening storm surges and flash flooding before weakening as it moves further inland. Meantime, folks in Florida's Big Bend are bracing for the impact of storms that are likely to hit by Thursday afternoon. Finally this morning, it appears music superstar Beyoncé has a new collaboration coming out. Not with another singer, but with a jeans company. Levi is teasing what appears to be a partnership with Beyoncé in an Instagram post on Monday. The company sharing an image of a woman wearing a cowboy hat and riding a horse with the caption reading, "Introducing a new chapter." It seemingly references Beyoncé's latest album, Cowboy Carter. Levi is also tagging her Instagram account in the post. The potential pairing bumping up Levi's shares for the day. You could say denim is having a moment lately, with fashion brands like American Eagle and Abercrombie saying the trend is growing in popularity and revitalizing sales. Plus, Beyoncé's album does feature a song called Levi's Jeans, so this does seem like a perfect fit. Those are your unbiased updates for this Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.